Hey there, welcome. Thanks for joining me. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is Violet, and today I'm super excited to be able to participate in an open collab that Mama Dares to DIY, along with her co-host Sweet Urban Rose, are hosting today, and it's called 2020 Christmas in July. So basically what the challenge is, or the collab is, for us to start up and start making our Christmas decor for this year. So I'm going in my living room, I'm going more for that clean line boho style. So I wanted to go ahead and get a jump start on some of the decor that I'm going to be adding into my living room. So today, that's what we're going to be making. So let's go ahead and get started with our first project. What we're going to need first is one of these mini wire wreaths, some of these wood pieces that you can get at Dollar Tree. Now, these are the biggest ones that they have. And then a bag of the cinnamon scented pine cones. What you're going to do is flip over your wreath in order for you to have that indent upwards. Next, you're going to go ahead and just start gluing your wood pieces onto your wreath. And the reason why you flip it over is that indent is going to be a spot for you to glue your wood pieces to. That way it can be more nice and secure and lay better, because I tried it the other way and you could see the wiring, and it just, to me, it didn't lay right, the wood pieces. So when I flipped it over and did it, it worked perfectly fine. So that's why I'm doing it this way. And all I'm using to glue my wood pieces is my hot glue gun. Now I am going to use this indoors in one of my on top of one of my cabinets. I'm sorry, I forgot what it was called, but I'm going to hang it from one of my cabinets. So I'm going to use just glue. But if you're going to use this outdoors, I would highly recommend you use some E6000 or Fix-All glue, some permanent glue, in order for you to attach these wood pieces to your wreath so they can stay. You wouldn't want this to fall with the heat or cold weather or what have you. So just go ahead and continue adding your wood pieces and glue to your wreath until you're completely done. And as you can see, I'm adding a little bit of glue to each one of those wires on your wreath, and then gluing it, the wood piece, that way. And I also add a little bit of glue to the side of the previous wood piece in order for it to attach to the one I'm adding on. So I just continued adding all the wood pieces throughout my entire wreath until I was completely done. I was super excited when I saw this collaboration, for one, because I wanted to get started on my Christmas decor. Christmas is one of my favorite seasons or holidays, so I love decorating. I decorate every single room in my home, so I was super excited to be able to start making some decor and just getting a head start on doing that. And also because I wasn't too sure what style I was going to go for, so they actually made me think and stop and think, okay, what style am I going to go for this year, so I can start going out and hunting different items and looking for that certain style. So this is a good thing for us, so we can start looking for and kind of opening our minds and figuring out what we can make for that certain style that we're going for. So super excited. And I will be leaving Mama Dares to DIY, her link down below. Also, the co-host Sweet Urban Rose, I'll leave their link down below as well, so you can go check out their channels and also see what they come up for this collaboration. And I will be leaving the link to everybody that has participated for this collaboration down below as well, so you can have a little binge watch and look at all our decor for Christmas and get a jump start yourself on doing some Christmas decors. So next, once you're done adding all your wood pieces, go ahead and grab the small pine cones that come in that bag and just start gluing them in different places throughout your wreath. Now you can add them randomly all around like I am, or just put them on the bottom. You know, the imagination, whatever you decide to do, is going to look beautiful because it's going to be yours. So just go ahead and start adding your pine cones wherever you like. I'm just adding the smaller ones, some the outways of the wreath and some in the inside of the wreath. I love these bags. The cinnamon on this the cinnamon scent on these pine cones isn't too strong. So don't think it's going to be that strong of a scent, but it does have a pretty scent. So if you do leave it indoors for a few days, you will get that cinnamon scent throughout your home, but it doesn't last too long. At least in my case, it hasn't. So just go ahead and continue adding as many as you like. And then once you're done, basically you can even leave it as is. But what I'm going to do is I purchased this green velvet style ribbon from a local thrift store last year. So what I'm going to do is just kind of finish it up and add a simple bow to my wreath. And one of the things that I love to do this year, I don't know if I'll be able to because everything that's going on, but I love going to thrift stores to look and hunt for different Christmas decors or holiday decors, especially for the Christmas season, because they always tend to donate their last year's Christmas decorations or the ribbon that they didn't use. So I am the one who takes advantage of that and picks up all these beautiful ribbons and different items for the holidays and just make it and redo it for myself. So the ribbon I did purchase at my local thrift store, but I'm sure you can find some with a coupon at Michael's. So just go ahead and add your ribbon or your bow anywhere you like, depending on what you want the top of your wreath to look like, which side. And then you can leave it as is, or you can add some small pine cones or anything in the center of your bow. So as you can see, I hadn't decided what I wanted to do yet. So I went ahead and just flipped it over and grabbed the same ribbon and just glued it onto the back of my wreath in order for me to hang it. Now I did use just the hot glue gun because where I'm going to hang it, I feel confident that the glue gun will be enough. But if you don't, again, use E6000 or some Fix-All glue. I'm just going to trim off any of that extra ribbon so you won't see it in the front. So that's the way it looks with nothing in the center of your bow. But like I said, I decided to go ahead and add some little pine cones in the center of my bow just to give it that little extra touch that I like. And I think this would be perfect in a boho, farmhouse, rustic home. You guys let me know which one you're going to be using it for. So for our next project, what we're going to use is one of these wood plaques that you can get at Dollar Tree again. And I removed that little heart that was in the front. And now I'm going to remove the ribbon. This was pretty easy to remove. All I did was just pull it off. But one of the staples didn't come off. So I just used a little box cutter that I have and just removed that extra staple. Now you can sand down the front if you like, or even give it like a base coat if you want to. I just went ahead and painted it, and I used the apple barrel forest green to paint my plaque, and I gave it 2 good coats, and I allowed each one of the coats to dry in between. And the reason why I gave it 2 coats is, as you can see right here, just with the 1 coat, the lettering will seep through and you will be able to see it. So I did give it 2 good coats in order for it, for you not to be able to see the wording at all. And you can use, like I am, a plaque. You could use a picture frame and just paint the glass. You can use a poster board and make it the same way, just cut it to size that you like. So don't feel limited to just using what we use as DIYers on YouTube. You can use whatever you think you want to use for that project. Because sometimes I do have questions on my channel that they ask, you know, what if I don't find that? What else or other ideas do you have that I can use? So I like letting you guys know some of the things that I think of while I'm actually doing my DIYs, what you could use as an alternative if you don't find what I have. Next, what I did was just cut a piece of cardboard that was about 3 inches long. Then I'm going to get the yarn that they have at Dollar Tree as well, but get any color yarn you like. And then I'm just cutting 2, 1 long and 1 short yarn. And I'm going to double the longer one and slide it through that little opening. And then I'm going to get the second one and just one part, hold it with my thumb. And this is the way I'm doing my tassels. But just to show you, you can make any size of tassel, basically doing the same thing that I'm doing right here. Then next, what you're going to do is just go ahead and grab your ribbon and then just hold it with your thumb and then just wrap it around this little piece of cardboard. And I wrapped it around a good amount of times. I want to say about 10 to 11 times on each one of these tassels that I made. Next, just cut it off, and then the single ribbon, basically what you're going to do is pull it upwards, and that's going to be tied together, and that's how you're going to hang your tassel. If you want to use, have a hook or something to hang it from. Next, what you're going to get is the double ribbon or yarn, and you're going to run it through and tie a simple knot right in the middle where the opening is at. Cut off the bottom part, and then that extra ribbon, you're just going to basically wrap it around to make that eye part that I called for the tassel. And then you're going to tie a knot with the extra ribbon and pulling it down to make your tassel. And just trim it off, and there you go. That's a really easy way to make tassels. And so what I did next was allow the plaque to dry. Once it was dry, I went ahead and just kind of figured out how I wanted to lay my tassels down and how many I wanted to use for each row. Then I removed that hook part because I'm not going to hang them. So I just removed that part off, just cut it off. And then I started gluing my tassels down in one row. So at the bottom, I ended up using 5 tassels. So just go ahead and glue 5 of your tassels down. And I try to make them as even as possible. So just go ahead and continue cutting and gluing your tassels down. And I say cutting because I'm cutting the top part of my tassels. And then I just trimmed off the bottom part. And I'm going to continue doing this until I'm done with my first row. So like I said, the first row was 5. Then the second row, you're just simply going to glue your tassel right in between the 2 bottom ones, like in between 2 of them. And I just kind of eyeballed where the second row tassel covered that top part of your first row tassel. And I just glued it down and made sure that I made them nice and even. So what I did for the the second row is I glued 4 of those tassels. So the first row was 5, your second row is 4, and you're just going to continue doing this until you end up with 1 tassel on the top. And as you can tell, what I'm making is a Christmas tree. And I love making different plaques or framed pictures or decor for Christmas or any holiday because I like putting them inside my bookshelves, you know, on top of books or what have you. I don't necessarily hang all of the pictures that I do make. Sometimes I just lean them on bookshelves or some wall shelves that I have, even inside my pantries or just different areas in my restroom or what have you. So I like making different kinds of pictures or plaques that go with any season or holiday that's coming up, but I don't necessarily hang all of them. So here I am doing my third row, and then you're going to go ahead and just, as you go, trim and clean up any of the tassels that you think are too long or, you know, what have you, and just kind of brush them down to make sure you like the way they sit. So once you're done and you have all of your yarns and tassels glued onto your plaque, as you can see, I'm just kind of trimming everything down, just making sure it looks all nice and even for me. And I haven't put the last tassel, which is the 1 tassel on top, because I want to show you the difference between what I'm doing and what you can do. So after you're done adding all your tassels, you're just going to get one of the longer, thinner sticks that you can get in the bag from Dollar Tree, and just glue it down the bottom. And of course, you don't have to use one of the sticks from Dollar Tree. You can just go outside and grab one and just glue it down to the bottom to make your trunk. Next, I wanted to show you, you can, if you want to, instead of adding that last tassel, add a bell. And that would look adorable as well, more of that country style. So, but I decided to go ahead and just put more of a clean line and make 1 more tassel to make the top part of my Christmas tree. Super easy, super simple. All of these decors that I'm doing today and sharing with you, I hope you guys find them as easy as I did to make. But they're absolutely cute and gorgeous. I love the way each one of these look. So our third and final decor that we're going to be making today, I'm going to use one of these signs that say Happy Easter. Of course, they always have these at Dollar Tree, different seasons, but they tend to always have one of these long pieces of wood there with the sign. What I did was flip mine over. Basically, you can paint the front if you like, but I just flipped it over. Then I just kind of made a simple stencil. As you can see, it's not perfect, but it's a simple stencil of a light. And what I'm going to do is make a strand of Christmas lights on this piece of plaque. So all I did was just use the cutout that I made as a stencil, and I'm just going to use my pencil and trace out some lights. So I did the first one on top, and then I'm going to do the last one in order for me to kind of get an idea of where I want the rest of them to go. But just trace them onto your plaque, as many as you like. You can make them different sizes. I just used the same stencil that I made and made all of them the same. So all I did again was just trace them out and kind of just go with it and see how many I could add onto this plaque, all facing different ways, just like a strand of lights would be when you pull them out of the box. So I ended up with 5 lights. So you can make as many again as you like, but 5 was good enough for me. Then I'm just using this red and this green, one from Apple Barrel, and the other one is Waverly chalk paint. So what you're going to do is just go ahead and start painting inside that trace that you did, the trace out of your light. And all I used was the red and the green. You can use any color you like depending on what decor you have. Again, you can even make them glittery if you want, but I just wanted to keep it more of the simple style, so I just used the green and the red, and I just did one green, one red, one green, one red. So basically I ended up with 3 green ones and 2 red ones. And this was pretty easy. All you had to do was paint them, paint the inside of that trace out that you did, and they dried pretty quickly as well. And if you're not as patient as some of the DIYers, because I know I'm not very patient sometimes, just have a blow dryer around you or close to you and turn that sucker on and just blow dry anything that you painted, and that thing, anything will dry as quick as possible that way. So just go ahead and paint the colors, your lights, the colors you like. You guys let me know, what kind of decor are you going to be doing for your home? And are you like me? Do you, depending on which room you're decorating, is the style that you're going to use in that home, in that room? Or do you decorate your entire home the same style? I know some people like doing it one way or the other. For me, I just like doing different styles in each one of my bathrooms, or doing different styles in my living room and my kitchen. So when you come in here, I tend to stay with the same colors, but I do it different styles. So this year I wanted more of that natural look, more of the greens, just like a, I don't want to call it rustic, but just more of those traditional red and green colors. Probably will be the only colors that I'm going to add to my Christmas decor, and then everything else will be more of that neutral color, but I will make it more boho or farmhouse style, depending on which room I'm decorating. So if you like that style, the farmhouse and boho, maybe even a touch of glam here and there, go ahead and make sure you subscribe to my channel, as well as click that bell button so you will be notified when I do upload any kind of new content. I know I'm not going to be doing Christmas just yet, but I do a lot of home decor and party decor ideas on my channel. So hopefully you guys enjoy this tutorial, and make sure you subscribe. So once you're done painting, as you can see, I did paint just like a little highlight color of that white, just random places throughout my light. Now I just got a permanent marker and kind of made some lines, wiggly lines wherever I wanted, just to make it look like a cord that was attaching all the lights together. And there you have it. So now what I decided to do was go ahead and grab a silver permanent marker. And instead of painting, I just colored in that top part of your light. And you can write Merry Christmas on here if you want. You can put your initials for your last name or whatever you like. I'm, again, just leaving it as simple as possible. So I just did the string of lights. And once I was done, I thought, maybe I could use the white and just make kind of a frame style around my plaque. So what I did was just basically grab my brush and just kind of brush on. I don't want to say it was a dry brush, but I did brush on a frame style around the entire plaque of my lights. And there you have it. So once I was done, I just decided to get the paintbrush and just run it through the entire piece of plaque. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to change my mind a lot. So once I was done with that, I grabbed my sandpaper and just kind of lightly sanded everything down to give it more of that farmhouse faded look of the white. I wanted it to look more like a little bit of snow colored background. But you don't have to do this part at all. So once I was done with that, I just sanded it down as much as you want, depending on how much of that white you want it to look, to seep through or what have you. So just go ahead and continue sanding until you're happy with the way that looks. So once you're done with that, just go ahead and get some of your rope or jute twine or ribbon and just kind of run it through the openings at the top. And that way you can hang your plaque or lean it on a wall or a shelf, depending on what you want to do with it. But I tend to still put some hanging devices on my plaques just in case I want to hang them somewhere. After you double knot it, once you're double knotting your jute twine, I always get a little bit of hot glue and just glue that knot to my plaque as well, just to make sure that it doesn't run through and fall apart or anything like that. And there you have it, an adorable light plaque that can go in any style as well. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope this gave you some inspiration to start thinking about Christmas right now in July, even though we're all hot. But hopefully this would be something that you would want to do as well. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. And also go down below and check out all the different DIYs and what everyone else is going to be doing for Christmas in July. Until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.